Hello, welcome to Tony's Bonsai. I'm down at the end of my parents' garden. Today I'm going to be clearing out some of the grass so that I can get some trees planted in the ground. You might remember that earlier this year in the spring I planted 12 Japanese maples in the ground. I bought varieties that are specific for bonsai, so I bought Arakawa, Deshojo and Saigon and Shishigashira. They're doing really well. They've had a good growing year. Even in all this heat, they've survived and looks like they're set to grow nicely. So much so that I thought, what better than plant more trees? So I've got some really interesting varieties of acer to go in the ground, along with some other trees that I want to thicken up. But first of all, I've got all this grass that I need to get rid of. I'm not really feeling in the mood for moving loads of soil with a spade and a shovel, so I'm bringing in a bit of heavy artillery. My dad in his mini digger, so this should make the job a lot easier. We've got the wide bucket on, the digger. It's about 3 foot wide. If we do a couple of pulls, we'll be able to get rid of this grass and give me enough space to plant 2 nice lines of trees. Hopefully one of Japanese maples and the other of all the bonsai trees that I want to thicken up. So let's do it. Bit higher. It's day 2 and I'm back. As you've just seen, I've rotivated all this strip, and what I've just done off camera is put these acer plants in a line. So now it's time to get them in the ground and show you what it is I'm going to be planting. I've counted up, and when I did my planting in the spring, it was actually 11 that I planted, and this time I've got 13 trees, and I've got 3 of these going in, and I've wanted one of these for a long time, and they're called Benimiko. Apparently it's a really good plant for bonsai, so I'm excited to see what this looks like in the spring. So I've got 3 of these. Next in the line are Acer palmatum brown sugar. I don't think this is quite as popular generally for bonsai, but I've read up on it and it seems like quite an interesting tree. So I've got 3 of those, and I've got 3 Phoenix, Acer Phoenix. Now, these are supposed to have some really beautiful colour in the spring, and again I've got 3 of them. All of these plants were picked up for £4 each, reduced from £15, so got some bargains. I've zoomed in on this next tree because there's still a little bit of the autumn colour left, and this is called an Anne Irene. I only picked one of these up, but gorgeous. A lot of people ask me in the comments how I find such bargains. I think part of it's in the blood. My mum loves a bargain. And she's actually just watching me now film. Bit of entertainment for her. You've got to treat them, treat your parents. And I've got 2 of these. I'll get back to the point. These are called ukigumos. They're not particularly a bonsai species. They've got a gorgeous green speckled leaf. And I got this from a place called Dobby's. It's a really expensive garden centre. This was listed at $26.99, which I think is a lot of money for a tree, for an acer. But it was reduced to £8.9. It's grafted at the base, which means it'll be a nice healthy tree. But will it be any good for bonsai with a graft like that? Possibly, but I wanted to grow it anyway. And I picked 2 of these up. And finally, I couldn't help but pick up this Katsura maple. It's not quite as thick as my little finger, but not far off. And I've got quite a few Katsuras at home, but I wanted to plant one out here in the ground to let it thicken up. And I think this has got some really good potential with some low branches. I'll probably chop this off here to develop taper and then possibly chop it here in the future. So good potential with this tree. I won't show you me planting every single one of these trees because it'd be a bit boring. But I just thought I'd show you me putting one in, and I thought I'd show you this Benimaico. So it seems to be a lovely healthy plant. No, it's not a Benimaico. What's this one? Brown sugar. It's got some nice healthy roots in a nice root ball. Perfect, just what you want. So all I'll do is dig down. So this soil's nice and broken up now because of all that tilling that we did. Lovely. I'll just put that in like that. Backfill it with the soil and then just stand that down like that. And this is going to get covered in mulch, which will keep all the weeds down. I'll just stamp it in a bit just to, I want it nice and settled in that tree there. Lovely that. I'd rather go a bit over the top on the firmness just to make sure it don't move anywhere in the winds of the winter, and we're good to go. So I'll do exactly the same with another, well, with the rest of the trees. We're just finishing up now, planting the last of the acers in this ground. You might have noticed I planted them fairly close to this original row. There's about a 3-foot gap, so it's fine. But I wanted to leave extra room for me to plant some of my other bonsai trees that I think need to get into the ground to thicken up. But for today, that's me done. I'll be returning in the spring to show you, hopefully, the gorgeous spring colours. There's so many different varieties here now. There's about 10 different varieties, so there should be a whole range of different spring colours. That's the idea anyway. So if you want to see what they look like, you know what to do. Thanks, Dad, for helping me out and
welcome. Doing
your work on the digger and the spade. As always, thanks for joining me. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Back to it.